Kilauea erupts in Hawaii. A new volcanic eruption of the Kilauea Volcano began on the morning of December 23, drawing large crowds since the eruption was safe to view at designated locations within Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. During the first 8 hours of that eruption, lava continuously erupted at an average rate of 85 cubic meters per second, a rate 3 times higher than this footage I took during the early stages of Fagradalfjall's August 2022 eruption. Due to such a high rate being involved, I stated this. Although we do not know how long the current eruption will last, it probably will last for at least a week. Well, that aged poorly, as the eruption just after I published that video completely ceased at 4 p.m. local time. Or, did it? If we look at the summit tiltmeter chart, we can see that right after the eruption seemingly ended, that magma started to refill its shallow magma chamber a second time. As a result, only 14 hours after the pause in second eruptive activity, episode 2 began, albeit in a very weak manner. Across the next 3 hours, eruptive activity continued to increase until it finally reached a strong level once again, with lava soon erupting at 5 separate vents on the southwestern wall of its 2018 caldera. Since this eruption continued throughout the rest of the day and continued into Christmas Day, you could have technically even have made the eruption footage a background Yule log channel while opening gifts. However, this second episode of eruptive activity suddenly began declining at 10:26 a.m., causing a slow but progressive decrease in lava fountaining height, as you can see in this timelapse, until at 10:50 a.m. the eruption once again stopped. What lava did exist in what had temporarily become the world's largest lava lake subsequently started to drain back into the same vents which had erupted it in the first place. This is why lava still appears to be moving in the lava lake, and why the lava lake level has decreased somewhat. It is not a sign that magma is draining away into a rift zone like we witnessed during a destructive 2018 flank eruption. So, with 650 acres or 2.63 square miles of ground now covered in a layer of fresh lava which averages 3 meters or 10 feet thick, does that mean that the current eruption is now truly over? While it could be, it isn't. Third eruptive episode? Necessarily. Magma is still refilling Kilauea's shallow magma chamber once again at an elevated rate, and if this rate were to remain constant and not randomly dramatically decrease or increase, we might be able to expect a third eruptive episode around 4 p.m. local time on December 29. But volcanoes are unpredictable, so we don't really know for sure. My interpretation is that Kilauea's magma chamber is already close to an eruption and has repeatedly passed a threshold that caused molten rock to in essence spill over and trigger an eruption. Kilauea has a history of producing episodes of activity in individual longer eruptions, with its 1983 to 2018 eruption consisting of more than 60 of these. Now, while I am waiting for the geochemistry analysis of fresh lava samples taken from Kilauea to arrive, I want to highlight something unusual. Due to unusually Tephra emissions, strong lava fountaining that occurred across the last 3 days, sufficient Tephra was ejected to accumulate to up to 50 centimeters or 19.7 inches thick, completely covering a stretch of paved road. This only occurred directly downwind of the eruption, meaning there is a chance that Kilauea's latest eruption could rate on the 0 to 9 volcanic explosivity index as not a 0 but perhaps a 1. If this were to be the case, the Tephra generation could be owed to the unusually high gas content its expanding lava had for a time as it was ejected out of the magma conduit, stretching into fine particles. As a final note, I would like to thank my new YouTube channel member Griffning for supporting my work.